Okay, can start now.
Assalamualaikum Filipinos. For our forum today, we will discuss homeschooling. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Miss Intan and I am the moderator for this group. I will also like to introduce the panels. Our first panel is Professor Ian Iliana, Lecturer of Economical Study at University Putra Malaysia. And the second panelist is Tatin Amirah Batrisha from one of the parents' representative. Our third panel is Dr. Anis Suraya, the lecturer of sociology from the University of Malaya, and the fourth panel is Miss Nurul Damia, the head of the Parent Teacher Association from SMK Sungai Layar. The fifth panel on our forum today is Miss Umi, and our last panel is Miss Nur Hidayah from a teacher at SMK Merbok. The question that we talk about today is whether homeschooling is better than public school. Our forum will be held for 30 minutes, and if our audience have any question, you may ask our panelists at the end of the forum. Before we start our forum, we will first watch a scene from a movie that is related to our topic today.
Siapa yang bercakap ni? I cannot hear anything.
No, madam. We're waiting
It's
for
talking now. Waiting for
Damia to show the bone touch. I think she's having an internet
alright.
problem.
Amira, Patricia, you are the moderator or panel?
I'm
Are you
not the
moderator
moderator,
or
I'm
panel?
the panelist.
Okay. You are one of the panelists, alright.
The kids need structure, stability. They need to go to school. They can get jobs.
You're gonna get them killed!
Sorry, but your kids are without a mother now. I don't think you have any idea what you're doing to them.
I'm saving their lives. That's what I'm doing.
You sound so ridiculous.
Is knowing how to set a broken bone or how to treat severe burn ridiculous? Knowing how to navigate by the stars in total darkness, that's ridiculous? How to identify edible plants, how to make clothes from animal skins, how to survive in the forest with nothing but a knife, that's ridiculous to you?
Jesus.
They have the cardiovascular and muscular endurance levels of elite athletes.
Who cares? They're children! They need to go to school, they need to learn about the world!
First round, self-point. Homeschooling is simply schooling your children at home. Homeschooling has become quite a progressive movement in recent years, with more and more parents choosing homeschool instead of sending their children to public school. So, Dr. Ian and Tatin Amira, what do you think about our topic for the forum today? Or to be more precise, from your expert opinion on the environmental perspective?
Thank you, moderator, for allowing me to speak first. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good morning, Madam Sharina, the panelists and our audience. In my opinion, homeschooling is better than public schooling because our children can get personalized education from the teacher they choose. Nowadays, homeschooling is quite familiar among parents because of the COVID-19 pandemic that lead to lockdowns and online classes. Based on an article that I have read, had that Director General Council Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah say new variant of COVID-19 that has spread in China have been detected in Malaysia, which are EA5.2 and EF.7. So, for the sake of their children's health, they decide to homeschool their children. Now, I want to talk based on my economic perspective. If parents give personalized education to their children, they can cut costs to pay for school bus fee. From the article that I have read, school bus fee will increase because overhead costs such as spare part for bus and wages for the driver will increase. Parents also can save money from spend for school expenses. Homeschooling will be less expensive than school because parents will need to buy school clothes for their children. Also, parents will need to pay for public school fee or private school tuition. So, homeschooling can make parents save more money than send their children to public school. Homeschooling children still need to take diploma. The A-level examination give UCAS point that will allow them to continue degree and overseas study. This will save cost and time for study. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, moderator. I am quite disagree with panel one. Public schooling is preferable than homeschooling because of the spiraling costs. To relate with the most obvious economical factor is the increasement cost of living in Malaysia. Quoted from a newspaper article, Prof. Dr. Aimi stated that inflation rate is expected to be around 5% this year, and it will definitely put pressures on people's life. From this, it utters that all classes of income will be affected, and clearly it is unsuitable for majority of nation to enroll their children in homeschooling. This interrelates to my next reason, which is the fees for private tutor is expensive. One subject alone costs 120 ringgit per hour, and one grade year would at least consist like 11 subjects. It will sum up. What, madam, what's wrong? Can you hear me?
Hmm? Nothing wrong?
Nothing. Okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay. It would come up to 5,000 ringgit per month. Besides that, finding the best tutor is tough. Tutors that offer lower fees that are mostly inexperienced or just a part-timer. Homeschooling still need to seek for important examinations. So if the tutors aren't as qualified as the school teachers, how would the parents be confident enough to let them educate their children? Although some parents had taken the initiative to teach their children on their own, they still need to set up a proper environment. This leads to my last issue, which parents need to spend on rather pricey homeschooling expenses. For more school-like experience, it is hard to imitate school environment, which seldom consists a library, a chemistry lab, and a musical instruments. Nonetheless, parents still need to supply reading materials and textbooks since there is no government provision and allocation as in the normal public school. That's all, and I will pass back to the moderator.
Thank you to our first and second panels, Professor and Datin. And now we are moving on to the third panel and the fourth panel, Dr. Anis and Ms. Damia. What do you both think about this topic from the socialization perspective?
Thank you, Ms. Intan, as our moderator. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Mary Sharina, the panelists and the audience. Based on the video that we have watched earlier, the lady said that children who are homeschooled, the lady said that children must go to the public school in order to be educated well. But in my view on this topic is that homeschooling is better than public school. This is because peer pressure and bullying, both of which have been linked to worse academic results and lower self-esteem, are not common among homeschoolers than public schoolers because of no peer pressure and bullying. Homeschoolers will have more social, have more
Emotional freedom.
emotional freedom. I'm sorry.
More.
Bring to the book a sense of self. Listening to Homeschool Adolescent Girls, written by Susanna Schaeffer, the author has found that teenage homeschool girls had no loss of self-esteem and become happier and more emotionally mature adults. Children who are homeschooled can also express themselves freely without worrying about being teased or having to fit in. They reside in the real world, free from the influence of adolescent trends and risky experimentation.
Thank you to our moderator, Ms. Intan. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to our panelists and Madam Sharina. From the montage that we watched earlier, some people might send their child to school and some might only let their child be educated from home. So from a social perspective, I cannot agree with Dr. Anis. For me, homeschooling will limit the development of certain skills. Homeschool children may not have as many opportunities to interact with others children in comparison to children who attend a regular or public school. Forming bonds and socializing with children their own age is important for the child's developmental health and development of social skills. Of course, they can make friends with other homeschool children, but it is quite different when they need to make extra effort when they want to meet with their friend. The lack of socialization may affect them in later stages of life. Meg and Tier impressed. I have made some research, and I found that Meg and Tier impressed found that homeschool children engage in fewer antisocial and self-destructive behaviors than a meshed group of public school. Um, public school student. The press has been posted online on 29 December 2022. It will also limit the soft skill that can be developed at public school. Soft skills are very important, especially in working field. For example, in the latest parent-teacher association meeting, the student were chosen to manage the meeting and become the MC for the meeting. From that, we can see that public school also train the student to become better in social skill. Thank you, and I pass back to the moderator.
Such a tense question from the previous panelist. We would like to know what is running in the mind of Miss Umi and Miss Nur Hidayah, panelists for today. Do you agree or disagree with our topic today from the student perspective?
Thank you to the moderator. Good morning to me, Madam Sharina, all the panelists and the audience. My point of view to homeschooling is better than public school as time will be more flexible. As we know, who doesn't like to set our own schedule by educating at home? You determine the structure of your day. For some parents who are extremely busy running their businesses or who do not have enough time to watch their children at home, this option may be the ideal option. Homeschooling allows parents to set the time of their children to learn alongside them and the teacher because it is flexible. Another benefit of homeschooling is the freedom it provides parents and kids to take time off for vacations or provides parents at another family emergency without worrying about falling behind. In addition, certain public schools in some nations have a summer break that lasts for 3 months and keeps the children out of class. It will cause children as a students to forget what they have learned in class. But homeschoolers will not experience this because they can plan their time.
Thank you, Miss Istan. Quality was on top. In my part of view, not all interests are equal. But there is more time for education, television, and waste time on internet. Some homeschoolers may need to creative for where to pass their day. Such like at public school, the people need to wake up 5:30 a.m. in order ingest and minimal self-care. Their stay in school for 8 hours include a 30-minute break. Once they come back at home at 3 p.m. and around 1 hour for their homework. Then study for constant student tests. And then for homeschooling, for parents who are thinking about tradition, their children for national school for schooling. The person can stay put. Figure out your own choice. Children and activity can be allowed when you figure out. Furthermore, the longer your children are spent in traditional schooling, the harder it might to begin homeschooling. I wish to spend some time to move from the classroom mindset to the decision that you have to freedom to create your own customer environment. And now I will pass to the later.
Thank you to our panelists for all of your opinions. So from the discussion just now, we can see that there are advantages and disadvantages of homeschooling. So now we would like to know what Prof. Ian and Datin Amira would like to say about our panelists' point just now.
Thank you, moderator, for giving me another chance to speak. I agree with Dr. Ali's statement, and I would like to add another point of advantages in homeschooling. But before that, I have National Home Education Research Institute surveyed 11,729 homeschool students for the from 2000, 2007 and 2008 academic school year. The results show that homeschooler on average score 37 percentage point above public school students on standardized achievement tests. With homeschooling, the tutor can focus on one student only for the tutor to figure out our children's strength and weakness in a particular subject. With more personal attention in homeschooling, children will understand more about the subject instead of lagging behind because they do not understand. As we all know, being aware of our children's strength is necessary to figure out our children's future career path. Homeschooling has a flexible schedule that gives our children to study at their most productive time and get enough sleep. Also, homeschooling provides a private environment for our children to learn so that they can focus on the study with no disturb from their friends. Thus, our children will have a quality time to study. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, differ from panel 1. I agree with the session stated by panel 4, Ms. Tamia. Socialization skills are vital towards children, especially in the early days. Public school will organize exciting events and school fairs. For example, school proms, field trips, graduation ceremonies, and sports tournaments. These such occasion will bring joy and excitement for students to participate and go to school. Homeschooling would limitate these such events, make the student lose interest in studying, less interaction between children around their age, and worse, could lead to the children to rebel out. According to an article from a parenting website called Pragmatic Parent, homeschool kids have no big events to look forward to. However, it is possible to create similar events, but require extra effort from parents, whereby they need to spend more time and energy to review numerous programs that meet their demand. Delusional parents would think that it is easy to satisfy the children's imaginations when they know it's unrealistic and extremely complicated to organize such events. Back to the point, it proves that public schools bring more benefits than we thought. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. and Datin. How about Dr. Anis and Ms. Tamia?
I believe that I disagree with Datin Amirah's assertion. Children who are homeschooled, in my opinion, are socialized more effective than children who attend in public school. This is supported by the website article that I have read, where the author claims that teenagers enrolled in public schools are assigned to a class with peers of the same age. This indicates that they are only learning how to behave socially with those who are on level with them in age. Teenagers who are homeschooled have many opportunities to interact with people of many ages and backgrounds. These interactions can take place in family, in community, or even with professionals. Um, this is crucial because it teaches kids how to behave around peers of various ages. They might be able to read body language, tones, facial clues, and know how to react appropriately in a variety of situations. Children are better. So the children can be better prepared for adult life in this way. How often are people placed in groups when everyone is the same age after graduation? Very rarely, right? I have found a study by Smedley based on the article that I have read, which found that home educated children are more mature and more socialized than those sent to public school. Homeschoolers are more mature and behave more appropriately because the teacher can only concentrate on that particular student. The teacher may give advice to improve the student's behavior if they are not acting appropriately. But public schools are opposed to this. In public school, class sizes are so large. As a result, teachers often have a hard time continuously correcting poor socialization behaviors because they are just so busy trying to run the whole topics. It is hard to always see poor socialization in a classroom with many children. So it easily goes unnoticed until something serious happens, or it causes further continuous problems down the line. Because of this, public school children are often exposed to bullying, violence, and even trauma.
Thank you, moderator. I support the statement given by Datin Amira just now. I have a few points to support my opinion earlier. Homeschooling might bring a positive impact from some perspective, but for me personally, it will only lower the communication skills because they only can interact with their parents and their tutors only. They also have no low critical thinking since the only work they do only involve themselves and their tutor. If the task being given at the public school, it will incur like some of their friends and they will need to brainstorming with each other to make the task given. I have made some research online, and from what Corey A. DeAngeli said, if children grow up around diverse population of students, they might be more likely to get along with people from different background as adult. Thank you. Pass back to moderator.
Thank you to both our panelists. So for our last two panels, what do you say about the point that is being voiced out by other panels?
Thank you to the moderator, but I do not agree with the statement from Ms. Damia, which is that she said that it will limit development in certain skills. We as parents can advise educators to make sure that their kids engage with a range of kids, not simply kids who are homeschooled or who are similar to them, and that they develop friends. To assist, guarantee that their children acquire the skills they need to flourish as adults. Home educators can socialize their kids with other kids in a number of settings. There are several types of homeschooling. One homeschool child could participate in a soccer team, a homeschool music group, a writing class, and often host friends at their house. Yet another might participate in no extracurricular activities and have no contact with peers. Homeschooling parents who are conscientious about their children's socialization need to know what step that they can take to make sure that their children receive the socialization they require, not whether the children examined in a particular study are better or worse socialized than kids who attend public school.
Okay, I agree with Ms. Zaka's statement because when students attend a preschool, the children is also educated. That can include any extracurricular activity which they may which the purpose start their district. And then homeschooling encourages more independence, which can create situation where the student and their family must to be conscious of their educational progress. Moreover, students cannot move ahead until the rest of the class is able to do so. Now I will to pass to narrator. Thank you.
Such an amazing forum, I guess, with an interesting topic for today. We are about to come to the end of today's forum. Before we end it, we would like to know if there is any question running through our audience. 9. You may ask our panelists. Third round Q&A session.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. So I would like to ask, mm, how do parents be able to enroll homeschooling? Does it need clarification to the Ministry of Education?
Okay, thank you to Farisha Fauzi. To answer this question, yes, parents who desire to homeschool their children needs clarify to district education office as an exceptions of following the norms of Malaysian's primary school with rationale if their child is exceptionally gifted, physically disabled, frequently travel abroad, or if the available schools are not able to meet their need.
Next question.
Assalamualaikum. I want to ask, since the syllabus is vary from the usual Malaysian school, how did they standardize the grade years? Thank you.
Thank you for asking, Ms. Alisa. It is similar with private and international school. The secondary level begin with year 7, year 7
Tak dengar sangat dia cakap.
is same with
Louder please, boleh kuat sikit tak?
thank you, Alisa, for asking. It is similar with private and international school. The secondary level begin with year 7, which is same to Form 1, until year 11, which is same to Form 5. It is up to their parents to choose either to seek for IGCSE, IB, LAT, or A-levels examination.
I guess we have come to the end of our forum today. Thank you to all of the panelists that are willing to join our forum today. Also, we would like to thank you, audience, and not forget our beloved Madam Sharina for lending your ears today.
Wait, hold on. Anis is the one sharing device with Norodamia, right? Anis Soraya.
Yes,
Yes, madam.
yes, madam.
Anis Soraya, you are sharing device with Norodamia, right?